really don't know if I'm high or not because I always am like this.
Right.
Like my attitude and stuff.
Yeah.
So the only difference is I have to focus to feel the craziness and the high.
Yeah.
If I don't have drugs, if I use shrooms or THC, I'm in that without. It doesn't take any effort to feel this way.
I see what you're saying.
You know, in other words, I don't have to breathe deeply and think of something funny or
just
think
comes
of my
naturally.
life. Because if you like anyone, if I think it would happen, not only me, but I think anyone, if I take myself out of myself and look at my life, I can't. No matter what stage it's at, any moment, you can't help by laughing. But while I was living it, it was, oh my God, I'm not going to survive this. This is the worst tragedy.
Yeah.
Is
that a normal dose for you, 200 milligrams of THC?
I do ridiculous amounts.
Such
Because
as?
at that point, it's almost psychedelic.
Yeah, like if I close my eyes, I will see colors. And
Yeah. Because I remember
I also did 2 grams of shrooms. And the guys were saying, it's funny, the guys I party with are like Rastas who like party, right?
Yeah. With shrooms?
Shrooms.
Why
and
not?
I don't know Rastas.
Yeah,
What about the crackaroo? You don't.
No,
are you kidding?
that's grotesque.
That's grotesque, bro.
I no, honestly, I try to have everything natural, even my
Stu's
foods.
a natural guy, bro.
Yeah, and
He would never touch that.
So you do a little bit of the special K then.
okay, yeah, that's sort of my exception.
Yeah.
I should do someone live next time.
Some live.
Okay, no,
on live. He's saying on live.
during our podcast.
Well, it's potential.
yeah.
We'll see if we can get in there.
Yeah, you know, we
explore
can
those
do
options
one.
for sure.
We can do ones where every week I come back and do a different drug. But I'll only do like hallucinogens. So I'll do DMT, I'll do shrooms, I'll do acid.
I got you.
You know,
You seem like a spiritual dude.
yeah. Like,
Yeah,
but I won't. Like, I broke my shoulder and I could have got like tons of narcotics. I used to be a junkie, but I'm not worried about becoming a junkie again because.
So Stu actually used to be a lawyer. Actually,
I was a lawyer.
Yeah, he was a lawyer, and he
I robbed a Brinks truck.
He did, yeah.
No way.
Yeah, he did. It made
I got
news.
away with it.
It made headlines new,
What?
actually. Yeah. We should get that up. You think Chris can find that? The Brinks truck robbery?
Oh, the one you should see the video where I'm getting out of the police.
I know.
car.
I saw that one. Now it's sick.
Yeah, that's
put,
online.
Let's put
Oh,
that
yeah.
up. Yeah, that's the one you sent me.
Yeah.
What,
That is crazy.
What did you search to find that?
It was just on TikTok.
And we should talk about that because what do you think lawyer said to me
Who said to you? Sorry?
when that happened? What do you think lawyer said to me more than anything else?
Tell me.
You're a fucking idiot. All you had to do was rat out those guys, and your name wouldn't be in the paper.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't have been embarrassed, and those guys are going to jail.
Right, but
Like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
and what's your response to that?
Like, it made no sense. I couldn't understand what they were trying to say.
Yeah.
It just didn't. Like, does
What'd you
that
tell
what
him?
they're saying is not true?
You should have looked at him. You should have looked at them dead in the eyes, Stu, and told them snitches get stitches, man.
No, but I didn't even think of it that way.
Yeah.
Because no, if I did that, they're absolutely right. Like, but why would I do that?
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Like, it wasn't even. And I think that's probably my uncle's influence, like early age being the worst thing in the world is a rat. Like that. Like, it's funny how I was almost programmed into it.
it got instilled in you as
Because looking back at it, I thought like I'm 100. Like I was a junkie, so I was like 115 pounds. Now I'm like 140, and I'm still like scrawny.
Mhm.
You know, innocent little kid, never been in trouble, looking at going to the pen, and the cops are saying all you have to do is say this, and this, which was the absolute truth, and you're fine. And I'm going like, what the fuck are you talking about?
It doesn't register. And you,
Yeah.
and
And I honestly, like, I understood literally what they were asking me to do, but it made no more sense than if you said, Stuart, jump out that window. Like, I understand what that means, but I don't understand any motivation at all to do that.
Right.
and spiritually, it just doesn't align with your.
No, but
values.
but even just forget about. Like, I am very spiritual, but all my spirituality is science bound, and I can logically prove my beliefs.
Okay.
So I don't. It's not really. It's science. Like, but yeah, I mean,
Well, there the science is clear. You're going to spend years or who knows how much in a
Well,
pen.
what were you looking at there, Stu?
what?
What were you looking at? Like
Double digits.
Yeah,
Like,
well, definitely for sure double digits because what you were aiding and abetting at that point. No?
Oh, well, yeah, I was the main
Yeah.
guy basically. You know,
Yeah.
like I got them the cars and the guns, or some of the guns.
Mhm.
You know, and had the witnesses lined. I mean, I wouldn't
yeah,
say I was the
you-
mastermind, but I was certainly
You were
50%.
you were definitely looking at least 15 plus.
No, because I had never been in trouble and I was a heroin addict. I thought like it was possible
What?
13,
13, eh?
but they would never parole me.
Yeah.
Like I would have done 13
Yeah.
because even when like every time it's fine. Like I got away with so much, but when I got in trouble, they totally fucked me in ridiculous ways. But it's just absurd because none of it hurt me
Why?
because I didn't allow it to define who I was. So I gained by it rather than lost by it.
And you ended up beating that case too.
Yeah,
no?
and I was pretty sure I'd beat it
That
too.
case,
Yeah, I was so fucking.
What would you
arrogant.
have, jury or judge?
Judge alone, no fucking
Yeah.
jury. I would have lost it in front of a jury. No, I mean, literally, I put one up today. I said, "You want to hate me, but you love me."
I seen
Right.
that one. Yeah, you want to
Yeah.
hit me, but you love
And
me.
like,
Yeah,
so I knew a judge legally would want figure any way at all to fuck me, but he couldn't. But a jury would have figured a way because they don't have to follow the law, really.
Mhm.
Mhm.
What about Trump going down?
That's what I was. That's
today.
what we were just talking about, man. Trump got convicted of 34 charges, I think it is.
What do you
He's
think of
gonna
that,
go
Stu?
down as the first president in history to get elected from prison. That'd be a story.
But
yeah.
when's the sentencing?
Friday, I think.
Is it
They,
this Friday?
in
As
New
in
York, they
tomorrow?
have-
As in
is it
tomorrow?
tomorrow?
Tomorrow's Friday.
It might be Monday, but under New York law, because I just saw it from, I'm assuming what I saw and all the news was right. You must sentence as soon as practicable.
Mm-hmm.
But that means
Wow.
if they want a day to prepare and stuff like that, and if it was like a regular person, if they said, "Oh, I have to clean up my affairs at home," they might give them a week or something. But
Yeah.
he doesn't. He has no argument there. So he's going to have to surrender next
Well, he
week.
might have. Well, he would have more of an argument actually because he's got more affairs to take care of. But they're not going to give him anything.
He can't get any time. He's going to be sentenced right away.
Yeah.
How much time do you think he's looking at?
He's got up close to a decade
No.
No.
for those offenses.
What were the offenses too?
Okay, a minor co-conspirator who cooperated got 3 years. Michael Cohen.
Let's look this up. Chris, can you actually bring this up? Trump
Yeah,
charges?
I mean,
curious
he
to see what
can't
this is.
get less than Cohen.
But
He has to get at
was
least
the
double
main,
what Cohen did.
But Stu, what was the main charge? Co-conspirating of what?
Well, it was 34
No, he-
charges, man.
Fraud, basically.
Okay.
Tax evasion, I imagine. probably
Wasn't it
too.
manipulating certain documents?
Yeah, faking business records. They're doing it for this purpose, for that purpose.
To essentially make it look like he had more money than he did, which he used
Oh, no,
to
that was
leverage.
another one. That was
that's
another
a different one, and
That was a different one?
that didn't stick. No, this is about him using political funds to
Pay off a porn
pay
star.
off
Hush money.
hush money.
You
yeah.
believe that, Stu?
Oh, 100%.
You think he was?
Really?
You think he was?
Are you
thi-
kidding?
Why wouldn't he just use his own money? Why would he use political money?
He's
I'm
a
telling you,
motherfucker.
it's a
He's a
witch
cheap
hunt.
motherfucker. He has
It was
billions.
the stupidest thing. He's a greedy motherfucker who's got to. I said that today. I just posted. I said, listen, people criticize my life.
Yeah.
And I lived the way I did because I could get away with it.
Mhm.
And don't tell me you would have done the same. I said, like, what's the worst thing I did?
Do you think he actually dipped it in though? You think he actually gave it to Stormy?
Oh,
Daniels?
100%.
Oh, of course.
She described his
wanted it.
penis.
Did they confirm that? Did they confirm that?
Yes, in the civil side, they confirmed it.
They
did a
confirmed it.
sketch and everything.
They did a full
Yeah.
confirmation of his flaccid penis, and Stormy Daniels described it as so.
She described it as a tiny mushroom.
And then he's like, "Can I eat it?"
How horrible. Like, fucking, like, how more humiliated can you
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
to have the whole world know you have a micro peenie? I guess there
But
are
I mean,
worse
Stormy
things.
Daniels was taking some hogs, dude. I mean, what's a micro?
Yeah, what's a micro This is a micro peenie to her. No, she described it. She said as a nub. She called it a
She's
nub.
just vengeful, man. I mean,
think so.
No. But in the lawsuit, he
the
had to
guy,
undergo.
the guy's like 6'4" or something.
Yeah,
Is he that tall? Is
Yeah,
Trump
he's
that
tall,
He's
man.
6'4"?
I don't know. He lies about his height and where his
No,
lives.
no, he's a tall
He's
guy.
over 6 feet tall.
Yeah, he's over 6 for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he lies about everything, and he exaggerates everything.
So what I'm gathering here, Stu, is you're definitely not voting for Trump if you were able to.
I wouldn't vote for Biden either.
Yeah, there's.
I would because it's so. I mean, I said it. I did a talk a few minutes ago. I said, listen, I don't know what United States is right now, but it is no longer a democracy.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because the guy sitting beside you is currently living there, working out of there. He lives in Texas, Jose
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, and I'm talking to people like with boots on the ground there, and like, I can't believe the shit I'm hearing.
Hmm.
Like, there's
What are you hearing?
Like, there's literally neighborhoods with if you go and you're of the other race,
Yeah.
you'll get stomped the shit out of.
Yeah, it's very black and white down there. At least when
Like,
I was
what
in
the fuck is happening?
when I was in New York, it was very black and white.
I can't.
So what's kind of your take down there in Texas?
That's another thing I don't understand.
No, I mean,
It's
there
grotesque.
are it's factual that there are neighborhoods, and I think I was.
Oh, it's only in a few cities too. It's not
yeah,
every place
no,
in the U.S.
and
I'm not
I
saying that,
I think there's.
but it's
I was
grotesque.
just talking to a guy who recently just went down there for the first time. it's very different than, especially if you live your whole life in Canada or in Toronto specifically, where you kind of see all different cultures everywhere you go and you don't think anything about it. In the U.S., they have a history of segregation, right? So whether it's during during the slave trade, or even now when it was the
they just renamed it. It still exists.
So even now, like if after the white flight, so basically urban cities were very mixed, and then what happened was that a lot of black people and people of color started, it was the primary demographic there, and a lot of white people just left to the suburbs. So then you have
they were encouraged to by the government because
they
to
were
divide and conquer is the only way they can maintain power.
And because if
true?
you wanted,
this isn't conspiracy theory.
It was a
No, this is factually stuff from this is history.
Yeah, it was racially motivated. It was a whole system set out so that if you wanted a mortgage or you wanted to buy a house in these suburbs, you had to go through the screening process, and if you were black, you weren't getting a mortgage.
And it was in the deeds.
So systemic racism, essentially.
Systemic racism.
In the deeds, it said you must be white to own this house.
Yeah.
What?
Robbie,
man, you're a mortgage broker, man. What do you know about this? Man?
If they say
In Canada, I don't think it was prevalent, but I think it happened in some areas in Canada. But in the United States, it was forced onto people by the government by the way they financed shit. So even if you were white, you had to move out of the inner city or you couldn't get the mortgage. They played games with you. So if you were white and you want, your insurance goes to triples. So they forced. So it wasn't that the whites didn't people were starting to mix during the 60s, and that scared the shit out of the government.
Yeah.
Because if people mix up, if people stop dividing, the government is finished. The elite are finished.
Right.
Right. Like the only way guys like Putin and Trump and Biden and all of the presidents in my lifetime, and probably every world leader, because you can see it in Netanyahu, you can see it in the guy in Turkey, Erdogan.
Erdogan.
They're all the same.
Is it Erdogan?
Erdogan.
Is it Erdogan?
Erdogan. Yeah. So
what about King Jong-un? What do you think about King Jong-un, man? He's doing good things out in North Korea.
That really divided.
No, but listen, he is.
I don't know about the conquer.
If you stop and look at it with absolute objectivity and figured out on paper the numbers and the harm people are doing, he is no different than any other world leader. Yes, the way he does it is a little bit gross.
Yeah.
But the way the Americans do it is gross too. He's doing it in horrific ways on his own people. People, this is so terrible. But the Americans are killing millions and millions all over the world, and so is every other government in order to divide and conquer.
But in North Korea, they can't leave, right?
That's right.
Yeah, North Korea.
So they're just the way they do it is different.
Yeah.
But if you calculated the harm on human,
that's physical harm. What about the fact that they can't leave? They're fucking mentally going insane.
That's horrible. Yeah, but how many people can't leave
Southside of Chicago? I mean, they can't.
What do you mean?
Out of financial or
social,
or cultural, social reasons, they can't.
How many women can't leave marriages? How many women are getting beaten in North America, in Canada, and Toronto right now?
They can't leave. Why?
Well, that's
because they live in fear.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
right. And fear is what the government and what the news and the media markets. Fear causes division of people.
Gotcha.
Without fear, people won't be divided.
Yeah. Because people just like to feel safety. People like to be led by somebody. So if you are autonomous and you don't have any fear or any worries about your life, then you don't need somebody to tell you what to do. But if you have somebody, if you live in fear, then it'll be easier for you to take advice and take direction from an authority figure, and that's what happened during COVID is the government said, yo, this shit is crazy. This shit is whack. You're going to die. Look at these Chinese people freaking falling.
Did you get vaccinated, Stu?
Nope. You think I get vaccinated?
Stu didn't get vaccinated.
But I have kids and they were vaccinated for the flu, for measles, all the normal vaccines. That's not a vaccine.
Right.
It's a gene therapy. It's experimental gene therapy.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a new definition of vaccine.
That's a whole podcast on its own.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous what that was. Fucking insane. And did you see that fucking Pfizer said we deeply regret that we misled the public? Because I got fined $100,000 or £100,000 in England. We deeply regret we deeply regret killing a few 100 million people. Like, what the fuck? We made $1 billion. Cool. I mean, how many people
Only
died because of that
100,000
bullshit?
pounds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they deeply regret.
Why would they even apologize?
That was part of the fine. They had to apologize.
to?
So their apology was, we deeply regret misleading the people
Misleading people on the efficacy of the vaccine, probably.
and breaching this efficacy and breaching this ethics and this and this and that. Like,
Yeah, I mean, one of the things I talked
but
to
they
you
only
about last time,
broke 3 rules.
one of the things I talked to you about last time was how you don't want to be in Canada anymore, man.
Yeah, no.
And how the States is essentially like, you'd be more intrigued to go back to Colombia.
Back
Oh, I
to,
consider that. Like, I want to leave Canada.
back to the
I don't
whole
want to go to the
point,
States,
which,
except to shoot movies.
to come full circle back to what we were talking about, division and yes, there are neighborhoods, there are places that are very racist and segregated. And if a black guy goes to this neighborhood, people are going to look at them in a way because it's just not normal. It's like, I know my neighborhood. I know that Oscar and Graham live in this neighborhood, and that's it. So what is this guy that I've never seen in my life doing in a neighborhood that has maybe 100 people, right? So it comes down to that, but also racism, because people see people of color and say, "Holy shit!" They see it as they worry about it because that's kind of how they've been trained to think.
It's a threat.
So there's places like that, but then there's places like New York where there's it's Toronto, or let's say Houston, that's actually technically more multicultural than Toronto, and this
Really?
is a fact. Yeah,
Wow.
more multicultural than Toronto, and
Insane.
That
people
is
are living
insane
out there.
considering, yeah.
You go to San Francisco, it's Asians, whites, blacks. You go to Miami, it's Latinos and whites and blacks.
And Jews.
I think Toronto.
Yeah, there's lots of Jews. Yeah, close to Fort
lots of
Lauderdale.
Jews.
Yeah,
Yeah. So there's a lot
and
of
Italians.
in Canada. It's very
Right,
multicultural everywhere. In the U.S., it's not as multicultural technically by the amount of cultures, but whole country wise, it's equally as much. People just kind of choose where to go to and pick their cliques. Obviously, if I'm a new coming guy from Cuba, I'm not going to go settle down in the Ozarks where there's a bunch of freaking rednecks.
Yeah.
Maybe I could, and you probably could actually,
Yeah.
and you might not even experience anything at all. But there are occasions, and there's people like that. And then you go to El Paso, where that's where I live, and it's all Mexicans and a few white people, a few black people. Actually, not many black people at all, and people just seem to accept the culture. You guys, you have people that go to the military and serve their time at Fort Bliss, and they come out of there speaking Spanish, and that's the culture there. So I think it's overblown. Does it happen? Yes, but I think it's kind of a Canadian cultural canon. It's a part of the Canadian cultural canon where it's important for Canadians to feel
Better.
scared and better than the Americans. They should feel scared about going to America, and they should feel better than America
Yeah.
because we don't have guns, we have healthcare. What else do you really have?
That's it.
That's about it. That's
No, but we're horribly overtaxed.
Yeah,
Horrible,
no
yes.
kidding. Yeah.
So you ask a Canadian,
Talk
what
about
is
thieves.
your number one? What is the number one aspect of your Canadian national pride? And people say healthcare.
Yeah, universal
Horrible.
healthcare. Yeah, and it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. I've actually, matter of fact, right now, I've been waiting like 6 months just to get an endoscopy, which is insane. It's fucking
Wow,
insane.
yeah.
Just to get an endoscopy. There's a surgery wait list for the hernia that I've been, I guess, diagnosed with for like 2 years, man. It's insane. It's crazy.
So
it's
I
like,
wanted to get my shoulder checked out. It will take me 2 years.
like here, yeah, it's free, but then look how long you have to wait for. You know, it's.
And the doctors are like horrible quality.
Well, so in the States, I would say obviously you have to pay for everything. If you're employed and you have good medical insurance, you're fine. And I think a lot of people don't understand that. People think that, if people have to pay up the ass in the States.
Right.
Actually, if you have a good employer, and a lot of companies are leaning more towards that, they have to provide you a good medical insurance plan.
Mm-hmm.
And so you get reasonable coverage. And honestly, the most you'll pay out of pocket is maybe $5,000. But
annually?
annually. So that's your deductible.
Okay, so yeah, so
That's your deductible. Okay.
So
In addition to your premiums.
The premiums are usually
the
paid by.
premiums get taken out of your paycheck.
Yeah. Oh, they do. And the boss probably covers half.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If not,
But
all.
I know someone, or all of it. because I know someone who lives in the States, and they're I think 6 years older than me, and they have a wife who's probably 40 and a kid who's about 10, and he's paying $8,000 a month for his healthcare. He's doing really well, so it's but $8,000 a month.
But he's probably paying for things that he has already had done to him. So he's paying bills, I think.
No. Really? But he has a policy that he could go to any doctor. They cover prescriptions.
Does he have health conditions?
Zero.
Does he have health conditions?
No. But zero deductibles. It's like an ultra premium program.
Okay.
Like and he's in California, so that might explain it too. Because it's probably double.
Yeah. Well, you can get stuff.
And I don't know if he has health conditions, but he's not in great health.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so somebody's 70 who's not in great health.
Yeah, it's worth paying.
But 10 years ago, 10 or 15 years ago, it was I think $6,000 a month.
Right.
When he was like 50.
Yeah.
Like it's just insane there.
So essentially, how much are you paying right now? $5,000 annually? You said that's
no. From what I understand, I actually don't pay anything out of pocket for my company's health insurance.
Really?
He's saying that the $5,000 you would pay is if you had to use.
Yes,
exactly.
So that
wouldn't have to be up front. That'd be divided across the board over what?
No, you can pay it whenever you want. Basically, if I were to get pancreatitis, and I was sent to the emergency room.
That's a pretty specific situation. You just called that.
Or maybe I don't know.
That's pretty simple.
I'm having a heart attack, or I need.
That's where
you broke your leg. You broke your shoulder.
You broke your shoulder. That's a good one. You broke your shoulder.
I'm thinking pancreatitis because you got to get a surgery. It seems that it's a bit more expensive.
Right.
So
okay, but since I broke my shoulder, I'll be empathetic if you use the shoulders as an example.
I broke my
Otherwise, I
shoulder.
wouldn't care really.
Take it easy, buddy.
I'm a sociopath.
So you broke your shoulder. You go into a hospital. What does that look like?
Right. So I go in. They do the whole thing. I come out of it clean, and then I'll get a bill. Right. And so if the whole thing is more than $4,000, then the insurance will cover everything over the $4,000, and I'll have to pay $4,000 in pocket.
Yeah.
But take this. My company has an HSA. An HSA is basically a contribution from your employer to a debit card that you can only spend on healthcare, and I get $4,000 a year on that. So
that comes out of your paycheck?
No, that's fully
a gift.
It's a
taxable gift.
Well, it's a taxable benefit. Yeah. And so technically, if I saved all my HSA for the year,
right,
and I got into a severe issue next year, I have that $4,000 that I can use as my deductible, and I don't pay anything at all.
Does that continue topping up? So like if you don't use it for 3 years, do you have 12 grand?
Yeah.
Really?
But I can only use it on healthcare expenses.
No, of course. Yeah. But like it really, so essentially, like if you had a $20,000 expense, you've been saving for 10 years, you could just use this card.
I will only have $4,000
per year.
Yeah, per year.
No, but you lose it if you don't use it.
No, some of them do, some of them don't.
That's what I was asking.
But you know, when I hear shit like this, I just say, when people say, do you have any regrets? I think, no fucking way. I'm so glad I was a gangster and never paid taxes. Because to deal with this shit would drive me crazy. You know, like,
all these semantics.
Isn't it great to like live that? Like now I think it's wrong and shit like that. But it's so great that I say, yeah, so what? I did it. Big fucking deal. Talk about gaming the system.
So Trump, you said, is looking at double digits.
Yeah.
Okay. Can he get elected from prison?
I think so.
Yeah, I don't think there's any.
Still on the ballot,
I don't think there's any way.
People would write it in. No, it doesn't matter. People.
I mean, he could, and he'll certainly pardon himself.
Right.
But you can't pardon from a state offense. Only the governor can. It's not a federal offense. So he can't pardon himself. So he'll have to serve as president in jail.
In jail? Would he really?
And I'm crazy.
I think it's gonna be unprecedented.
Like, what the fuck? Like, really? Like, if you were in a coma or something and woke up and I told you this shit, you'd say, come on, Stu, like, don't fuck with me. I just came out of a coma.
Yeah.
But because it happened a little bit over 4 or 5 years, like, the new normal is like so fucking crazy
so out of
that
whack,
you're thinking, like,
for sure.
What's happened to the world? Like, do they put drugs in the water or something?
Yeah.
Or plastics on the brain? Like, how could people be doing this?
Yeah.
Like, on both sides. And how could anybody believe any of this shit when it's all fucking fake?
Yeah, I mean, they're putting those neuro transmitters in people's brains. Have you
What do you think of that, dude? Have you seen Elon Musk's new company where he's putting a transmitter in their brain? What do you think of that?
You haven't seen that, was it?
Elon Musk is such a fucking clown.
Really?
Oh, you're talking to the
tell me.
biggest Elon
I
Musk
like Elon
fan right
Musk.
here.
Oh
He's the
my
biggest
God, you're an Elon
I
Musk
like
fan.
Elon, but tell me where's the car. Go ahead.
Okay. He came to Canada, did 1 year fucking engineering, then he went to the States and didn't finish it, I don't think.
Okay.
Then he got daddy's money to buy some cryptology company that later became PayPal.
You're right.
Everyone there couldn't stand him. All the coding that he wrote was not used. So he did a sort of a stock shuffle with a lot of money,
Okay. But what
which
about-
is great. A great businessman.
Sure.
Then, like, what else he said? Like, SpaceX
Yeah.
is scamming the U.S. government
Yeah, I
and
told
getting
you that, man.
massive amounts of guaranteed money from NASA. Great, brilliant thing to do, but a total scam.
But
Told you it's a scam.
wait,
You didn't
wait.
believe it,
But NASA, but they're contracting these. This,
But he has nothing to do with it.
No,
All
he
he
has
did
not-
was
yeah.
use daddy's money to get more money to buy these companies and take huge credit for doing
But you're
nothing
not-
other than getting government money.
Oh, but I just want to get back to the point. You're not saying SpaceX isn't doing anything innovative.
Oh, no,
Because
they're
they
doing
are,
innovative
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
But he has nothing to do
No,
with
no.
innovation.
He-
Like, all he does is scam money from the government so they can fund it and then talk about how brilliant he is to push the
Well,
stock.
I think.
Is this true? Is this true, Albert?
100%.
I'll let Jose
No,
take it.
he makes
Jose's
makes
pretty smart, it
important
seems.
decisions.
Always wrong.
Not
X.
necessarily because
Look at everything he does is a fucking failure.
not necessarily because
People
Tesla,
just keep pumping in money so he keeps it up as a big Ponzi
No,
scheme.
because if it was always a failure, he would have ended everything at
he'll
the beginning.
scam more money out of someone
What
else.
about this? What about where he took Tesla from a basic company to where it is now
As a stock scam, not as a business.
as a stock?
But no, the business is
but forget the stock.
business-
What about the car industry moving as a whole towards electric cars? He pushed that.
It was
Well,
going to happen
I
anyways.
will
Sure,
agree- I
but he
will
accelerated
agree.
it.
No, he didn't.
He didn't.
He maybe by taking government money and pouring lots of money
It
into
sounds like you
promoting
don't like
himself.
I will agree with him and say that he didn't.
I don't know
have-
enough about
Look at
him.
it. Right. Look, Elon Musk's growing empire is fueled by 4.9 billion in government subsidies.
Yeah, he gets the subsidies. Good for him.
Yeah, no,
4.9
I'm saying he's
billion.
scamming the system brilliantly.
Yeah.
But don't call him a genius.
But is it
other than
scamming?
as a salesman and a scammer?
But is it scamming if he has to use it in his companies that are driving technologies or businesses that the government is clearly interested in? Otherwise, there wouldn't be subsidies.
Yeah, he knows how to play the government. He knows how to play the public.
with good ideas.
But everything he's playing the government in is in industries that's
How many-
propelling
no,
society.
9 out of 10 of his ideas fail.
Any great businessman, a lot of their ideas fail.
I don't think anything's ever, other than SpaceX.
Well, he's got some big
Neuralink?
big, Neuralink,
Neuralink.
Tesla,
Well,
SpaceX.
all the Neuralink that I've seen to date was a total failure.
So far,
No.
but there's one guy who's
One
able
guy,
to move his
His mouse with his
cursor
with his
and computer
thoughts.
with his brain.
thoughts. Yeah.
That's something you could probably do, Stu,
Yeah,
without
No,
that.
no, that's not new technology. I've seen that years ago.
He's also got houses now.
You've
He's
seen-
got like
you've seen-
$10,000
No, I'm
houses.
pretty sure.
You've seen someone able to move a computer with their mind years ago.
I'm pretty sure if you Google it, very, very little.
But
I think the shoes are kicking in here still.
Like you could, like maybe like because they could with their mind they can with their mind
Yeah.
they could move their finger, right?
No, I'm talking about a computer cursor.
Yeah,
Like
but what's
the
the
mouse,
difference?
the mouse.
The difference
He's
is-
doing it
well,
with his mind.
These people that are getting the tests on, I think for some degree, they're paraplegic. They can't move their body, so they're going to be able to move the computer and do things. Just
Well,
by-
I know, but if you can send the thought
yeah.
to move your finger,
But
you
they
can
can't.
send the no, but
But
you
he
can
can't.
send that same. Well, they can, but it doesn't work because
Right,
there's disconnection. You can send that same thought
Right.
to anywhere else.
Well, that's the theory, but it wasn't done until
proven
now.
until now.
I thought it was proven already.
I mean,
I don't know, man.
Theoretically,
Google. I love being wrong.
But the
It's
point
so
is,
humbling.
Stu,
I learned something
he might
too.
be scamming the government, but he's doing it in industries that are propelling society forward, in my view.
Mostly
But
for
you
his
can
own
just-
benefit. Like, okay,
Sure,
the living on Mars. Okay, the Mars bullshit.
Yeah, but indirectly.
Mars
Yeah,
bullshit.
tell me what the Mars
That's what capitalism is about.
The Mars bullshit. Like,
Yeah,
it's
tell me.
fucking comical.
is Mars not habitable? Is that what you're trying to tell me right
No,
now?
it's not even that. Like, how do you fucking get there? How much food you need per day as an astronaut?
They're gonna make
About
plants.
a kilo.
They're gonna.
Something like that.
Are you saying it's impossible?
Absolutely impossible. Ludicrous.
Well, we can't get out of the Van Allen radiation belt, so we never even went to the moon. This is my tin hat.
No, that part.
I thought he was
But no,
going
the
there.
problem with the problem with the Mars shit
Yeah.
that is so fucking ridiculous
Uh-huh.
and billions of dollars being made on this scam
Okay.
is that people realize that's a total fraud. Oh no, then the moon was a total fraud. So that's the danger of these fucking idiotic
So,
things.
Stu, why don't we expose Elon and then short all his stocks?
I wouldn't do that. It's immoral.
No,
It's immoral.
Why would I?
Well, you're exposing the fraud.
Expose the fraud, but don't show it.
Don't short
No,
the
but
stock.
you know
Don't
what?
short the
This,
stock.
you know
Oh,
what
yeah,
this
exposing
is?
it, right.
That headline.
I'll Google and try to find. I bet you it's on the net.
I got
All
you.
the scams.
That headline's bullshit anyways, because take a look at all the government subsidies that General Electric is taking, freaking ExxonMobil, name any Fortune 500 company right now that is not taking maybe double, triple, quadruple what he's taking for one company, what he's taking in all of his. The media is out to get Elon Musk. That's just for a fact. Why? Because he's not left-leaning. He's not in what...
He's a little bit conspiratorial.
He's a big conspiratorial.
He is, yeah.
He thinks that
He
we never
thinks
got to the moon.
different. He bought Twitter. He's running it like it's
How he wants it, yeah.
however he wants it, which is
Yeah.
a huge red flag for all these mainstream media companies. Of course, they're going to put a freaking a headline like that.
A
because
witch hunt on him? You're saying they have a witch hunt on him and Trump is what you're saying.
It's
And
not
me.
it's not.
They do have one. I'll show you my Instagram shit. It's insane.
Tell me, why do they have a witch hunt on you, Stu? Tell me.
Well, this sounds like so fucking conspiratorial
It's okay.
and crazy.
I like
But
conspiracies.
for over a month now,
Yeah.
the computer has a data error,
Yeah.
so I can't go live, and my stuff cannot be. So
Right,
I'm
you told me
shadow
about that.
banned.
Yeah, you told me
but
about that.
not by offense, but by computer error. I'm shadow banned. Like, I mean, it could be, and probably
So-
is.
Didn't you go live the other day? Wasn't he live?
You
No,
were. I see
not-
you're live
on my
today.
back.
I think it was today or yesterday.
Oh,
You
that's
were
on your
live.
backup,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
saying.
On my backup, I can go live.
Which account is your backup?
Stu Clown Order.
Yeah, the clown order.
How
The
many,
new clown
how many
order.
followers do you have there?
Like I think 6,000.
How many total backups do you have on TikTok, including your main account?
Oh, now I don't give. I just can't be bothered doing backups.
I got you.
Because I know because if I start another one within a month or two, it'll be at like
How
200,
many? How many
300,000.
posts are you doing a day?
Oh, now I've been just like stream posting.
Which is how many per day?
I think I did 30 today.
30. And is that average for you? That's above average.
It's a lot more than I've been doing lately.
Why do you think some of your videos went super viral? Like when you were
like when
melding
you were
Black
hitting
Lives Matter,
millions,
when you were melding
That,
different
that
songs?
one I couldn't understand. Well, that one I think went super viral because the artist reposted it on
Ah.
Instagram and said, anyone, any age, any race, any sex, any this, could love drill music. Much love, my brother.
Oh, wow.
Right? Like, that's pretty fucking good. And all these people saying, because I said that, because the song lyrics they thought were racist.
Yeah.
Because they didn't understand what hammer was.
Yeah.
They thought hammer was an actual hammer,
Yeah.
and it was making fun of black people saying they didn't work.
Right.
That's what white people actually call me and send me nasty messages saying I'm a racist, saying that black
White people were telling you
Yeah,
were racist.
well, that's
because I was suggesting that black people can't use hammers. Like, how could you in any way interpret? Like, you could interpret and say, like, saying about guns and stuff
Yeah.
is racist, but you can't say that I was saying that they couldn't use hammers.
Yeah, I got
Right?
you.
Like, that's just so fucking stupid. It's like kindergarten shit.
Stu,
Yeah.
if you're on the street in Toronto just walking, how often are you getting recognized?
Oh, it's gotten insane.
Per day, let's say.
Today, on the subway, in
Yeah.
a subway car,
Yeah.
3 people came up to me to take a picture.
What type of demographic?
I didn't notice. One of them was black
Yeah.
because a black guy was sitting down
Yeah.
on the bench, came by and said, I knew that dude who took the picture with you. He's the ugliest black dude in the world. Can you say that? He's my friend. He'll think it's really funny. I said, no, I'm not going to say that.
You're too nice. You're too nice. Okay.
Like, what a nasty thing to say. Like, his friend probably would laugh,
Yeah.
but why would you? Like, he might not. And so the harm, if I'm wrong,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
is so high. And chance I'm wrong is almost zero, but I still
Yeah.
wouldn't do it because
Yeah.
why would I do it?
I
Yeah.
see what you're saying.
He's playing chess.
Yeah, like, you know what? I was thinking that today while I was tripping on shrooms. And I was walking. I thought, like, times when I was under, like, extreme stress,
Yeah.
like being questioned by the police about brakes robbery,
Yeah.
I'm sitting there and my mind was going so fast,
Yeah.
like, saying, okay, now if I grabbed his gun, no, what story could come up with? I could say this, I think, that, not a good idea. But, like, a million of these ideas, I could do this, I could do this, I could do this. I thought, no, I got to beat this legally, fuck it. But I had, like, 1,000 outs coming, streaming at me like 1,000,000 miles an hour. But I sat there really, like, I was super, super calm.
Mm.
Really weird. I was surprised that I would react that way. I know that when I'm, joking around with people, I could stream of consciousness, come up with dozens and hundreds of things.
Uh-huh.
But under stress, I become very, very calm, and my mind just goes like a million miles an hour.
So you're calm, but your mind is racing.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Yeah.
How does that work?
I think it's probably something to do with neurochemicals that are released under times of stress, adrenaline, noradrenaline. Like, I don't know human biochemistry,
Mhm.
but it's probably,
So you handle stress better than most people, you're saying?
I think so because I detach from outcome. That's
Mhm.
actually all it is. Because like if you're under stress, most people will be thinking, "Oh no, what's going to happen? What's going to
Yeah,
happen
yeah.
to me? What's going to happen to
Yeah.
me?" And that like takes all
Takes
their
over.
energy physically. If they have to fight,
Actually, a good point, man.
physically, if they have to fight, their energy's gone.
Yeah.
Mentally, they're scattered,
Mm-hmm.
and they can't make a good decision because they can't. They're just a mess. Whereas I'm sitting here thinking, "Okay, what am I going to do?" And not caring. Okay, I might die, but forget about I don't even think about the possible outcomes. What am I going to do? So it's not that I'm smarter. It's I'm using all my brain
To detach.
for what I can without becoming part of it. And
Makes
I
sense.
know how I developed that is that when I was younger, there were older females
Yeah.
who had pretty inappropriate relationships with me.
Oh,
How-
wait, hold on.
wait.
Back that
How-
up.
how
back
young
that
were
up,
you?
bro. Back that up.
Let's take it. Hold on.
Very young,
Okay.
very young.
Okay. So continue.
and
sir.
like, okay.
He's saying very young. That's
okay, very young. Okay.
And they were
okay.
older women having inappropriate relationships. Okay, continue.
And so to cope with that,
Uh-huh.
I would remove myself from my body and think I was watching it. It wasn't real. I would pretend it wasn't real.
Mm-hmm.
So by developing that skill to survive and not go crazy,
Mm-hmm.
I learned how to do it under any circumstance.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
And that's a good example of like some miracle in my life that whatever happened to me, somehow I managed to turn it into a really good thing.
Uh-huh. That's incredible.
Yeah, and you could go through like the Brinks robbery. You could go through the heroin addiction.
Yeah, you can go through anything
name
and come out on
anything I
top.
did. The crazy women I lived with, like
I'm sorry, man. That's a
Wait,
little,
pause,
that's a little crazy, bro. Is nobody else thinking that's crazy
It's
right
crazy,
there,
but
man?
it's crazy in a good way.
So,
everything worked out for the best. So I
saying
didn't.
that any
I just have a lot of questions,
So go,
man.
ask
Okay, go ahead.
What's your question?
Okay, so let's back up a little bit here. So you said when you were younger, there was these grown women that I guess were doing these things to
Consensual
you.
or non-consensual? I know you were younger, so you can't consent.
It was the age difference was enough to make it non-consensual.
Okay.
There was no way I could legally.
Not legally.
So-
I'm saying, were you like, oh shit, I got to get away, or like,
No, I mean, because of course it was pleasurable,
okay,
Right,
right,
okay.
right.
and there was no violence,
so-
and it was,
So hold on.
but that doesn't mean
so
it was.
what- so what
doesn't mean
you're
it was
telling
right.
me
I
is,
got
as a
you.
child, you were molested by grown women. Is what you're saying?
I don't want to say
it's
anything
not
other than
fair.
because I don't want to give details.
Detail,
and
I
stuff.
got you. I got you.
No, but that's not fair to say. Like, so,
It was
yeah.
inappropriate relationships when I was
Yeah.
very young with females much older than me.
Maybe-
and that
maybe
you
when
were
he
not
was-
able to consent to.
But maybe,
There was no way for me to actually consent
Right.
mentally
I see.
or psychologically.
but maybe when he was younger, he was thinking what you're thinking, which is, yo, that shit's crazy. That I
I was thinking. I think for the most part, I thought at first it was a lot of fun,
yeah, that's
and
what I'm
then
saying. You
when I was in
reflected
grade
on it.
school,
Yeah.
Grade
like
school?
grade 2, 3, I think roughly, I
Okay.
thought, no, this isn't.
Oh wow, great. Okay, yeah, okay.
Okay.
I see
Yeah,
what you're saying.
yeah,
Okay,
now
okay,
we're- now we're getting a better
I would
understanding.
get better understanding of the
Yeah, so
situation.
that's
okay,
like-
okay,
Okay.
okay, fair
Excellent.
enough.
And then there were, but then it's interesting that I repeated it in less inappropriate ways with women. Like, so the age difference was still ridiculous,
Yeah.
Right.
but I was of age of consent,
Okay.
Or-
So you're saying you were 18, 19, but the woman was.
or even 16, 17, and double my age,
Okay.
triple my age.
Oh, so it should be like 48, 50.
And was that
50
you?
would be about the oldest.
Was that
50
you
would be about the
pursuing, or them pursuing, or a combination of both?
Them pursuing.
So you were 16. So what
And I had I
What year were-
certainly
what-
from what happened to me had serious mummy issues.
what year were you? What year were you 16? And what year were you born in, Stu?
I was born in 1960.
1960.
So
So
1976.
76.
So it was like
So in 76, you were dipping it in at 16 years old into a couple of 50-year-olds, is what you're
not a
saying.
couple. And at that age, it was like it was close. It was under 40, but it was still totally inappropriate.
Yeah, yeah.
Stu, how many
Well, on
women-
their end, right?
How many women do you think you've slept with in your time?
I don't know.
If you had to guess, $1 million on the line, gun
More
to your
than-
head.
more than-
I don't know why I don't want to say, but I'd have to stop and count.
So you lost
And
count.
we don't have time.
Okay.
Like I said earlier, he's a dog.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Man.
It's honestly like, it was because I didn't know how to not consent.
Didn't know how to...
I didn't know how to say no.
Okay. Well, at that age, yeah.
No, I was saying most of my life.
Yeah.
Oh, most of your life.
Most of my life.
Why? Because you couldn't control the urge?
No, because I didn't want to hurt a woman's feelings.
So
But
you'd go
that's too
through
much,
with it.
though,
So
Stu. You're just...
Well, I know. Now.
You're sacrificing yourself just because you don't want to hurt someone else's feelings.
I understand that now.
Yeah.
But it was different.
At what age did you realize, like, no,
Around 60.
16? 60.
Honestly,
60.
60.
That was 4 years ago, dude.
The funny thing is,
Is that enough on that? Oh yeah,
Well,
I
my
guess.
mom is 1962.
Yeah, fair enough. Yes, Stu.
So up until 60, if one girl was like, listen, Stu, we got to go to the other room, you're like, okay, let's go. Because you don't want to hurt their feelings.
Regardless of what they look like, is what you're saying, Stu.
Well,
No,
you had some standards.
What do you
No,
mean?
like when I say
You said you
no,
said you didn't.
looks were a big part of it.
Oh, well, no.
So
What you
it
said-
wasn't-
what you said you didn't know how- no,
okay.
no, hold on. You
Let me
said-
correct myself. I didn't know how to say no to a hot woman.
I see.
It was
That's yeah.
and that's the absolute truth. Like I just
That's that's a
and
good
some of them
problem
were,
to have.
and so many of them were like ridiculously inappropriate that like to the almost criminal, like women in real positions of power and shit.
Okay.
Like
They were taking advantage of you at that point as well.
well, they weren't. Like one of them, it's funny. One of them told me I was a predator who preyed on psychiatrists and psychologists because I had a relationship with another psychologist or psychiatrist, someone in that field. And it's weird because when I slept with her after I did, and my ex met her and hated her. And she said, Stuart, you're so stupid. She wants to fuck you. I go, you're fucking crazy. Right?
Yeah.
And then 10 years later, we
years,
sleep
yeah.
together. And she said, Stuart, the first time I saw you, I knew I was going to have you.
They're the
Like,
ones
isn't that the fucking creepiest thing in the world?
That's pretty fucked up, man. Yeah,
That's
I'm not
so
gonna lie.
creepy. And like a health professional.
Stu, so when you go see a psychologist, they must have a tough time.
No. Now I just, no, you know what? I had a
Isn't it
psychologist
hard
who was
time?
female and who was absolutely amazing. I've had two who were female who were absolutely amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they must have there's some people who go into psychologists. The psychologist knows what to say, but when you go in,
No,
they're-
it's not me. It's not me. I'm the one who admits that it's going, or that yes, this happened to me. But I bet you it happens in 50 or 60% of cases
Mhm.
because part of therapy is transference. So you fall in love with your therapist. You're supposed to fall
In a
in love with
romantic
your
way?
therapist. Yes,
Okay.
You're supposed to. Hold
you're
on.
supposed to.
What-
It's part of therapy, but not in real. You're supposed to know it's not real. It's part of not actually.
But
fall
what if
in
it's
love.
a man
What
and
if
a
it's a
man and
man?
he's straight?
Not actually fall in love, but
But
therapeutically fall in love.
they're okay.
So there's a love relationship, but it's not a real love.
like a kind of father mother kind of
Yeah.
situation.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So
So
like
it's a
a
therapy,
brother,
but they
big
call
brother.
it transference because you're transferring another relationship into the therapeutic relationship.
Yeah.
And because you do that, the natural response, because we're human, is countertransference. So that often becomes sexual because the therapist is supposed to know this is countertransference, although I have to accept the transference, but I must know that this is not real. I'm the one who has to establish that the therapist has to establish it's not real.
Yeah, they got to establish boundaries.
And they just don't. Right?
all the
Because they're so
time.
bad. Not more. Okay,
More often than the public likes to think is what
like
you're saying.
probably. I'd say when I said 60% of the time, I'm saying 60% of the therapists do it.
Yeah.
I mean, 6 out of 10 patients sleep with their therapists. It's not that bad.
I got you.
But I'm saying 6 out of 10 therapists, I guaranteed,
slept with
have
their
slept with a
patient.
patient.
Wait, isn't that the same math?
No.
No, completely different.
That
no,
means
no.
that means
No, because if
every-
you're a therapist and 6 out of 10 of them sleep with you, that's if you have 10
Oh.
patients, 60% of your patients sleep with you. Whereas what
Yeah,
he's saying is
so it
out of
doesn't
10
ha-
therapists,
They've slept with
6
somebody.
out of 10 has
Somebody,
slept
yeah.
with a
It's a
patient.
huge
With a
difference.
patient.
Yeah, with
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
patient.
It's
yeah.
because I'm so high. I say afterwards. I think, they're gonna like people are gonna dissect this and say, "See, who's lying." That would mean there were 6
Yeah, I
million
got you, I got you.
people sleeping with therapists in Toronto this week.
That's what I thought for a second. I'm like, isn't that the same? No, but yeah. That
Yeah,
makes
they're
sense.
totally different numbers. Like they're,
Yeah, yeah.
they're off by probably 1,000 or more, probably 10 or 20,000.
Fair enough.
Stu, I have a couple of friends. One of them doesn't believe in therapy, thinks, oh, I'm a man, I'm able to deal with my feelings myself, whereas the other one sees one every week and cries about it. So
It's
They're
terrible.
both wrong.
Terrible.
they're both wrong. Okay. So
Terrible.
what's the reality of it?
A therapist can guide you in a direction, and that's it. So my last therapists were like amazing because like she actually encouraged me to create my internet career and my movie and acting and music career. Because she said, Stuart, when with your children, you've told them always, don't care about anything, pursue your dreams. You know what's right, you know what's wrong, pursue your dreams. Because she was their therapist 1 or 2 times. And she said, why can't you treat yourself that way? I said, I don't know. I do. She said, well, what's your dream? What did you ever always want to do? I said, I want to be like sort of an actor, philosopher, dancer, comedian. And she said, why aren't you doing it? I said, because it's insane to think I could do it at this age. She said, why is it insane? Because who could do this?
Denzel Washington became an actor.
And she said, no. And she said, Stuart, Stuart, who got a doctorate at 22? Who robbed a Brinks truck and got away with it? Who ran a heroin empire? Who ran a prescription drug empire? And it just skidded by and somehow got away with it in broad daylight. Like you never got a break, but you always found a loophole.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just like insane. And yeah, I got screwed a couple times by the system, but I got away with so much I can't complain.
Mm-hmm.
Like I got, and so
that gave you the confidence to start posting yourself?
yeah. But I was still afraid to be my true self because I thought, I wanted to be cool. I wanted to be this. I wanted to be that. And then I realized the more I stopped trying to be something, just say, hey, this is me. If you don't like me, turn the channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people say, you're a loser. Like, sure, I'm not going to make it. Okay.
Do the comments get to you sometimes too? I look at some of those comments on your social media.
They used to.
It's
Some
funny,
of the
man.
ones that used to
Yeah.
is especially.
There's some
because-
heavy accusations on there, man, in some of those comments, man.
Yeah, the ones at first that got to me were the ones that, you're a pedophile, especially because of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it's something, it's like, and then I realized, who the fuck? No, I didn't realize. There was a woman on Alive, and she was from Northern Ontario, and she was 25, but looked much younger. But we met online through TikTok and stuff, and had really good conversations and shit, totally appropriate. And she came on and had really good conversations on Live, but I don't think she showed her face because I said, don't show your face because she was really she would have, because of how she looked.
Mm-hmm.
She was very good looking, so she was very small, so she's 25, and people think she's 22 or 21, so it got to hold on, maybe she's 19. She wasn't. She was 25. I knew her life story and shit. Or I learned her life story, and it's really tragic.
Yeah.
And so she was abused and forced into SA work and shit.
Yeah.
And so now she's a counselor.
Huh.
So she was a drug addict, forced into this shit, and just horrible. Someone basically kidnapped her, someone who she knew, but kidnapped her and gave her drugs, got her addicted, and put her on the street.
Wow.
She was 15.
Wow, that's terrible.
And she got away. She literally got away, somehow. Yeah, after 4 or 5 years, and then she got off drugs, became a counselor for victims, and that. So I was on with her, and someone said something. Oh, Stu's a pedophile. He's talking to her. Look at, she's so young. And she said, listen, you little fucking piece of shit. I counsel people. I'm a victim, and I'll tell you what you're doing is, get the word she used, but people who are pedophiles or have friends who are pedophiles and want to protect pedophiles throw it at everyone.
Yeah.
So when they're accused, people say, it's bullshit.
Fucking Kendrick, bro.
Oh yeah, Kendrick's accusing Drake right now of being a pedophile, man. Have you seen
Do you
that
think
Kendrick Drake beef? What's
He
that?
might be
yeah.
the actual pedophile, man.
Yeah.
By that logic.
He's
I know.
deflecting. He's shining the
I
light.
Tell
know
me.
for 100% fact
That Drizzy Drake Rogers.
Let him finish.
that Drizzy
Drake
is
Rogers.
currently under police investigation.
For a fact. Do you know this for a fact?
I know that for a fact. I'm not saying anything else.
Through your connections.
100%. I'm not going to say anything else. I don't like to cause problems for anybody, but I will take a lie detector test. I'll bet you anything.
Well, Stu, don't
Well,
you
you
think
used to be a lawyer, so obviously you have connections in the industry. I'm sure still that
This isn't quite through the. This is a new friends type thing.
I see what you're saying.
So he's being investigated right now for pedophilia, is what you're saying. Steve.
No,
I'm
that's
not saying.
I'm
not saying for what.
But if you get such huge accusations like that from Kendrick,
Yeah.
of course the police are going to investigate.
No,
Yeah, they are
no.
pretty
It's
big,
more
yeah.
than that. They
more
were
than that.
investigating before that happened.
Oh, before that happened. Oh, yeah.
Kendrick's got information from someone, perhaps
Ooh.
accurate or not, but there's a police investigation.
Ooh, it might be a little Diddy situation.
Yeah, what do you make of that, anyways? What's going on with
Diddy's
that Diddy?
fucked.
Did you see the video that came out with Diddy?
What
where
do
he's
you
beating
make
on
of Diddy,
Cassie?
bro?
There's another one. There's another one.
There's probably
Who told him it
thousands.
was a good idea
There's
to
a
make that
video of
man?
him assaulting
yeah.
a male
Yeah,
escort.
that just came out. That just came out like
That-
today.
Like, you see it?
Yeah.
I haven't
I
seen
haven't
it.
seen either.
But the
I haven't seen it.
No,
What-
the
what
Department of
What's happening here?
Justice confirmed it, and I think there's an edited copy.
But they haven't released it.
No, there's an edited copy,
Oh,
I think, online. I saw it. I didn't want to watch it. Like, why would I want to watch that?
So what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen with Diddy here?
Oh, he is so fucked. And there's a woman named Ethiopia. Right? Do you know who she is?
I don't, but
She was the CEO of a major record company. I can't remember which one. She was his like chief of staff, like number one assistant.
Okay.
Yeah. Top assistant.
Top assistant.
Yeah.
She has rolled
Oh, to the FBI.
to
Well, apparently,
Department of Justice.
I was watching. Apparently,
And there's a producer who's rolled. There's like about 5 people who've rolled, like serious people. And there's videos and videos.
well,
and
Nicki
videos.
Minaj came out saying that she got passed around at a bunch of Diddy's parties, and she hasn't been the same since, man.
Yeah.
Have you seen that? She
No.
got she got passed around, man. They ran a train on her, man.
Oh,
I
see
didn't know how
that
it
one,
goes.
bro.
Yeah, no, you got to watch that, man. It's crazy.
You know what's
man.
so
Is that
crazy?
where she met Meek Mill?
It might have been, yeah, because Meek Mill was involved in there somewhere with Diddy. I don't know what they were up to.
Meek's going down for sure.
Wow,
Yeah, but Busta Rhymes is clean.
it's a lot to unravel,
But-
man. But I'm
but
still hung
gay.
on the. I'm still hung on the
You
whole.
know, poor Busta Rhymes, he got outed for being gay.
Yeah.
But only with
Busta
Adam.
Rhymes is
know
gay.
that.
I didn't know
I didn't know
Busta
that.
Busta Rhymes is
I
gay.
didn't know that.
Yo,
A
what
lot
a lot of this
people,
news,
no, a lot of
man.
people in hip hop
Holy
are gay.
fuck.
A lot. It was
Holy
a conspiracy
fuck.
10
Because
years
of
ago,
Diddy.
but it's true. It's coming out.
Probably because of
It's
Diddy.
like, holy fuck.
He must be the ringleader. Yeah.
What's wrong with these fucking people? But I guess there's nothing wrong with being gay.
Yeah, it's nothing wrong with being gay, but hiding it and then
Hiding it and going
trying
after
to be- Yeah,
This
anybody who's
guy's
gay.
killing it, bro.
But I've said it a million times.
Wait, but hold on. You still got me hung up on the whole Drake is being investigated, man. Let's dive
That's
into
what
I
this.
don't want to
a
say
little bit,
anything else. I
That's
said
all
it. 100% he's
Yeah.
being investigated
I believe you.
Wait,
by the police.
Now, Stu, what happened when his security got shot outside of his house? What was that?
that was some XO beef.
XO beef.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's with Weekend. Yeah, the Weekend. Yeah, EXO's the
Weeknd.
Weekend and Bryson Tyler and them boys. Yeah, but listen, what?
You didn't know?
But now apparently he's hired the HA as security. But I saw that on the net. I don't know if it's true. But there's like 50 pictures of him wearing HA support shit. But I sometimes wear that too, and I don't hire them for security. I just support them. Like I support
Right.
shit like that.
Now, Stu, we were speaking maybe, I don't know, yesterday or the day before. You said you wanted to talk about some of the beefs that you have, correct?
Yeah.
Up to you.
Nah.
Okay, save it for another episode.
Save it for another episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't want to make
No,
any
why-
call outs, man? You don't want to make any.
No,
any last
why?
bits of that?
Why?
Because if I release it,
Yeah.
they'll probably get killed and shit.
Okay, you don't want to
But if I just antagonizing them, and I might release it, like I'm thinking about it, I really have.
Okay.
They're suffering more than death. So I'm not a nice guy.
Okay.
But honestly, they know that at any minute I say something, they're dead.
Are these multiple?
They know if they were in this position, they'd be screaming it. And they're thinking, why isn't he doing it?
You're playing
But
with
it's
them.
not to be nice, you get it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're playing with them, Stu. Is it multiple people?
Yeah.
Okay.
And some of them I'm taking like little shots at, like,
Here and there, yeah.
no, but little shots that are going to cost them a couple $1 million and shit.
And you get enjoyment out of that?
It's karma.
Yeah, it's karma. Okay.
And it's they deserve this shit. I'm able to do it in a fun manner.
Right.
And I don't get any financial benefits, so I'm just doing it for the good of mankind.
I see.
Like, why else am I doing it? Just
Yeah.
to be a bitch. I don't know.
He's a character, eh, Jose?
You know, I was talking to Peter at the shop and thinking, with my father's money and business connections,
Yeah.
and my uncle's gangster and drug connections, and my brain, I could have been like the ultimate mega villain. Like I literally could have been the godfather of all godfathers.
Right.
Because I have all the different cultures. I've got all the different games. I know the law. I know how to get away with fucking everything. Like, I'd be the ultimate. I'd be super god criminal. And it's I'm not exaggerating, am I?
No.
Like, this isn't like some megalomaniac fantasy. This is just fucking facts.
Yeah.
What do you think about that, Jose, man?
It's giving me a Better Call Saul vibes. You know?
Well, that's his name on
No.
What's your name on TikTok? Saul Goodman.
On TikTok.
No.
No, but I'm like,
I haven't seen your profile.
but
at
I
all.
went to law school. He didn't.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I did.
Stu was actually a good lawyer, man. He defended quite a few high-profile cases back in his day, back in his
Really?
heyday. Yeah, he was a good lawyer. How many cases did you win in your career?
I think, probably, I don't know, over the years, probably 1,000 or something.
How long were you a lawyer for?
About 25 years.
25 years.
Stu, do you always charge the same amount whether you win or lose, or you charge more when you win?
How
does that work?
I didn't give a fuck. You know, I made the most money ever when I had a Trinidadian secretary.
When you had a
And she-
Trinidadian secretary?
And
Okay.
she would call these people and get so much money out of them.
Like a debt collector?
No, before I went to court,
she's
she
just
said,
a
no,
hustler.
he's
Yeah,
not doing
she's
that for
just a hustler.
5,000. He's doing it for 10,000. What do you think? He's charity? And they glad to be paid because they're getting off and making
shit.
money.
You can just
She was
imagine
like,
the
and it's
Trini
funny.
accent and everything.
Yeah.
But she did it like as though she was my mom or sister.
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah.
wasn't business for her. It was like, this guy needs somebody to protect her. It was so cute.
She knew your worth, right? And she's trying to get the clients
Yeah.
to.
Because
to-
she
to
knew
do
that you'd probably do it for free in a lot of cases.
Like I did more stuff for free than I got paid for.
Right.
Yeah. But I still made enough money. I made more than most of the other lawyers without working.
Mm.
You know,
Well, money
It's-
was never a problem for you, right? I mean, you
it just came to me.
You grew up.
No, but I started on my own with zero.
Right,
Mm.
right.
Made like ridiculous amounts, especially it was the 80s. Like, I would only drink Cristal. And I'd always go into this restaurants and say, I want a bottle of Crystal. And they'd go, it's Cristal. I said Cristal. Crystal. And they'd keep correcting me. I pointed on the one. I want that one, the Crystal. And they would still be arguing and go get it.
I'd be like, I can call it whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, that's what I was
I'm
doing.
not paying for
But
it,
I
yeah.
was like, I was 25 and I looked like I was 19.
Mm.
And like in Brioni suits and shit. And I was just like a clown, like just fucking around. And always like a beautiful woman. And it's like, and people
Older-
say, how
older
do they?
beautiful women.
Yeah. So would you consider yourself a womanizer, Stu?
I love women. Like I love women probably more than anything other than my children.
Right, but do women love you back, Stu?
Yeah.
Do they reciprocate the feeling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I have
Is it a
some sort of
mutual
energy.
street?
I have like some weird sort of energy that I really can't explain. So we could call it BD.
Yeah, I was about to say.
It's
an energy.
It's a big dick energy, Stu.
Oh yeah, I like the energy
Is that
part
the
of
energy you give off?
it. Oh, it's ridiculous. Yeah, and I did dance on tights on TikTok.
Did you see that
Recently?
video? I never seen that. Man.
Yeah,
I never
Yeah,
seen
follow
that.
I know it's so
You-
weird.
You gotta
I
get
got
this
when
guy
I
out,
did
bro.
that. I must have
Bro,
had.
he's sitting on
I
like
must have had
600K
on that
followers.
one video. A few hundred women messaged me and propositioned me. I think even if 1% of these are telling the truth, I get like 5-10 offers a week. And I think
So
a few of
you
them
have women giving you proposals, shooting you letters for proposals.
And some of them are so fucking creepy and shit. Like they're just like they've got to be joking.
Yeah.
But then I'll show them to people. They go, they are not joking. Like I'll show them a woman. No, she's serious.
Have you ever taken one of them up on their offers?
No, I mean it depends what you mean by that. I've met women through Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah.
And we became friends and
Right.
more than friends.
Right.
but
Right.
not really. Like they texted me and said, I want to fuck you.
Right. It was.
Yeah, it was
more smooth.
a relationship developed.
Developed, yeah,
But
over
it's
time.
interesting because it started as what do they call it? A parasocial relationship,
Parasocial relationship. Okay.
which are these internet relationships that aren't real, but people fantasize
Okay.
that they're real. So I might have 100 of these going on because I got bored. I'm texting, and it's fun because they're really they're brilliant women and
Yeah.
they like the banter, and so one or two of those ended up crossing over into real life relationships that I believe are normal.
Uh-huh.
Like looking at how they developed, I don't know. but they're certainly like really fun.
So how does it work now at 64? What 64? You're 64 now, Stu. So how does it work like now? Like have you been throwing it into a couple of 75-year-olds?
No, I haven't. You know, it's been like it's. Although I
just out of curiosity, what would that feel like for when I get to that
I haven't
age?
slept with anyone over 50 since I've become a superstar. But yeah, so like 40, 50, 30.
Okay.
I've gone down to 30. That's it.
But prior
Which
to
isn't really.
But prior to you were dipping it into a couple of 70-year-olds.
No. When I was 20, I was dipping into 40 and 50-year-olds.
He's taking your terminology.
When I was 18, it was usually actually 90%, probably 90 or more percent of my relationships were between 30 and 60 in my entire life. 30 and 50, like 60's pushing it. 30 and 55. 60, I don't know if I've done a 60. I probably haven't, so yeah.
It's killing, man.
So 55 is my highest.
Okay. And you've never partaken in any bukkakis or orgies yourself?
No. Not yet. Even though one woman messaged me, I'm not sure if it's true. She was saying she was going to be like $5,000 if I agreed to participate in a reverse gangbang with 12 of her friends on her birthday.
12 other guy friends.
No.
So you went number 13.
And you said no?
He said no. No, you did not say no, man. That's cap. That's the biggest cap of the year, man.
I thought, no, I can't do it. It's just too disgusting.
Stop playing.
What if it's just they're not hot?
Yeah, no.
You're
rolling the dice.
What's besides that? What's the craziest proposition you got?
Chances, bro. There's a good chance at least one out of 12 is hot.
I've had quite a few couples ask me to fuck the wife in front of the husband.
A little bit of a,
oh my God.
they're watchers. They're watchers. Like a swinger situation you got going on.
I almost throw up at the idea of it.
Okay.
What's your freakiest sexual experience?
I'm really
What's
wild.
the craziest shit you've done?
I'm really wild and open-minded one-on-one with women. But like women have asked to peg me and there's no fucking way.
They've asked to give it to you from the back.
Yeah, like, what the fuck? Like, if people want to do that, like, I'm not judging them, but like, no, thank you, bitch. You can play any game of dominance you want, and I'm the submissive. Okay, cool, but I'm a man, so that's a game, idiot. Yeah, like the man is dominant. Sorry, like it doesn't matter. Like so I've been tied up and shit by women. It's just.
What?
Okay, but you never partake in any more than one-on-one action, is what you're saying.
There's been one or two times where it was two women.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's happened very, very infrequent. And never really intended, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. It's sort of like one time I got caught cheating. Ex said, "What happened?" Blah, blah, blah. I said, "I know you're not going to believe me, but this is what happened." She goes, "What?" I said, "I was walking. I slipped on a banana peel and ended up in her vagina."
You slipped on a banana peel and you slipped into pussy, is what you're saying.
Did it work? Did it work? She believed you still?
I'm not sure. I think she did. Because I was so earnest. and I saw it that way.
Yeah.
But I was speaking in metaphors.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, metaphorically, that's exactly what happened.
Exactly what happened. So
honestly, no, that is exactly what happened.
Yeah, man.
The front Mario Kart through the fucking banana. I had no choice.
No, it didn't physically happen.
I slipped into peach.
But metaphorically, yeah. I got really, really close to someone who was like incredibly, insanely hot and beautiful and brilliant.
Yeah. And then
I just slipped and wound up in her vagina.
Yeah.
So metaphorically.
So she's the banana and the vagina.
Yeah.
It happens to the best of us.
And boy, was she slippery.
All right. That's all the time we got, man. Anything else you want to go over?
Say any last final remarks?
No, I'm okay.
Jose,
No,
how about yourself?
this is I've never
Probably
met.
the most interesting part you've done, eh?
Yeah, well, it's an interesting guy.
I have a feeling this one's gonna go like super viral.
I think
if
so,
It's well
too.
done.
There was a couple of parts there that we talked about some interesting parts, you know?
Yeah, like
that's
the
for
banana story. And how do people not understand that my shit's satire?
I think a lot of people do. But
No, obviously a lot of people do, but people don't.
I'm sure his comments are going crazy. His comments are going crazy.
Oh yeah, they're wild. There's some.
And
some funny
like
stuff.
I am somehow being silenced. And know when this happened. This is why I think. Hold on, is this them trying to silence me? I started talking about worldwide evolution, and everybody just like sit shit out for a week. 5% of the population does that, and that 5% is now in control instead of 1%. And these are the new rules. And everybody will agree to the rules. These are the rules. Every human being on this planet gets food, shelter, education, and medical care.
Do you get that?
And how's it funded?
How's it funded?
The majority takes over. So the 5%
Okay.
takes over by stopping society until all government resigns, and it's a
is that a
evolution.
conspiracy? Is that a
No, he's-
conspiracy?
No, this is what I'm asking
Saying
to
he could
happen.
do it.
Oh, it's what you're asking to happen.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not going to happen.
Mm.
But this is my ideal of utopia.
Utopia.
I
Yeah.
see.
That's your
I see.
utopia.
So I'm saying this, but think about it. If 5% of the population of the world
Yeah.
sits down, peaceful, and says, we're not participating in the world.
Mhm.
We're not going to work at your computers and banks until you agree to the following things.
Well, it's got to be a good 5%. Like it's got to be.
It doesn't. China, they're shutting it down. There's a revolution right now at this minute in China. If the Chinese can do it,
They're
the rest of the
Wait, if
world
they don't
will.
agree to what things, Stu?
Okay, every human being
the
gets
system.
is safe. They get medical care. They get a safe shelter. Like not
But who's going to pay for that?
the elite.
The elite.
We're confiscating everything, but nobody can have more than 5 billion. That's more than enough
Okay.
to fund this for the next 5-10 years.
Okay.
Who on the planet,
What
other
you got in
than
your mind there, Jose, man? Looks like your mind's crunching some numbers.
Yeah, I don't know if
Yeah,
those billions can,
the markets would
house
just not
everybody.
okay, yes,
Who's
they
going to
can.
build the houses?
And who's there? So the
Well, there's money to pay for it.
But the money has now flooded the market. Now the money's
yeah.
worthless.
No, it's not. Don't you want a job?
Most people want to work,
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
those people will work. 95% of people.
but for what? If the money means nothing, can't the elite
No.
just say,
No. After that, it's dog eat dog capitalism.
uh-huh.
It's a minor reset
Yeah, we're
To-
distributing the wealth, right? But
to equalize things
uh-huh.
without any revolution, no killing people, no putting people in jail. We're just saying greed isn't like 5 billion is ridiculous.
Yeah, but the system won't work efficiently because you're dumping all of this cash.
No, it's controlled by the government. So
But
we're now
but you're
equal.
trying to destroy the government.
There is no more government. No, now there is a government for the first time, and
It's
people
self-governed. It's self-governed.
the people govern for the first time. There are no more rulers. There are no more kings.
There's no
There
more
are no more
kings,
sheikhs.
presidents, dictators.
None of that. And
but
that
then-
money gone.
Yeah, but then the money is worthless because the government via different mechanisms in the financial institutions.
It's a reset of sorts. We have to have a new
the
system.
incentives are gone. The incentives are
How are they gone?
they're just not they're not
They're the
there.
same incentives that are now.
You're dumping the money out and the government controls.
No.
I know.
But the government
It's what they're
dictates
pretending they're doing now.
you need to find a better
no,
way to
this is what they pretend is happening now. It's called capitalism. It's called equalize, give back what you stole, stop the feudal system, stop crony capitalism and this bullshit, equalize it, but not a revolution, because any revolution will just be a repeat cycle.
yeah.
So it has to be an evolution of humanity. How do the elite keep this going, this Ponzi scheme,
Yeah.
where our souls are basically the food of it?
Mhm.
By fear. Everything on the media is fear, fear, fear. So everybody's afraid. Divide. Put them in fear. Be afraid of drugs. Be afraid of diseases. Be afraid of the Mexicans. Be afraid of the Jews. Be afraid of the Arabs. Be afraid of Muslims. Be afraid. Like that's all. Turn on anything on the media,
Yeah.
and that's what it says. Be afraid of ABC.
Stu, it's
It's-
a very unique idea. I like it.
Yeah. Who do you
I'm
know?
not sure I can get
Who
on
do you
board
know
with
who would
it,
not?
but
Who do you know who wouldn't like it?
The elites
The elite.
the elite
Right.
would hate
that
it.
run the company
And they would
that
do
run the
everything in their
government.
power to make sure it
But
didn't
there
happen.
is no more
military.
government.
How?
The people now rule.
The people are now
How?
there.
The 5%?
No, he's saying what Stu is saying is essentially, let's say,
5% force of vote.
let's say the wealth around the world, worldwide, amounted to, I don't know, 100 billion, for example.
100? What do
That
you
would-
mean?
Obviously more, but
He's
I'm giving an
Yeah,
example.
100 trillion.
100
Right,
trillion,
trillion.
sure.
Yeah.
Hypothetical here, though, right? 100 trillion, and then that gets distributed amongst the 8 billion people
Who's
in the
gonna
world.
distribute it?
Not
Who's gonna
distribute
let
it,
it
That's
go?
what I'm saying, and that's
No,
where
it's not
it doesn't.
distributed.
It's not distributed.
It's equally distributed.
no. He's
No.
No.
We now reset the system as though you start work tomorrow. Everybody has nothing.
Oh, you remove it. Oh, okay.
But then you would still have the outside the box thinkers who are still going to scale up higher than everybody else because not everybody has the same
And
skill
that's
set.
capitalism again.
Yeah.
It's pure capitalism.
Yeah.
It's capitalism where everything is equal. It's a meritocracy, not a kleptocracy.
Yeah, but it's only equal for a short period of time
No,
until the
no.
generations start
No.
accumulating wealth again.
Why-
And then you'll
Let's
have.
do
Well, this is
No, because there'll be no thievery because people have food, shelter, all their
At the
necessities.
beginning, but that's what I'm
They
saying.
will continue.
At the
There's
beginning.
enough to do this for 30 years with it.
people will always
But
want to be better than
I
their
know.
previous self.
Unless
I
you
know,
have a
and you're
reset.
able-
Are you
everybody
resetting? Are you resetting every
resetting.
30 years?
It's like resetting. No, resetting once.
Right. The way
Now,
we set.
we all just got out of university. We have no money.
Yeah.
We go to work and get
Right.
paid.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's capitalism. So I come up with the idea,
Right.
hey,
Who owns the capital?
Well, no, and furthermore, now you got people of different demographics and ages who can't do what the young guy could do. So it's fair
But-
for the
but
guy
where-
that's
but
coming out of
where's-
high school
it's
with
fair
no
for
money,
everybody.
but it's not fair for the 60-year-old
No, but
guy
where's
that's
the-
worked his
where's
whole
fair?
life.
But where's the capital? Because capitalism works when there's a central
there's going to be a central bank of some sort, controlled
right.
by the people.
But then there's going to be a owner or a businessman or whoever it might be who owns the capital that puts people to work, and then that person's going to keep wanting to grow and
I
grow
know,
and
and
grow.
that's how everybody in society will benefit because you
eventually
have
it'll-
everything. You have all your necessities, and now let's have fun and make money. Let's have fun and evolve and have the best ideas.
But you
the
don't think
best art.
wealth will accumulate
Of
across the
course it will.
generations,
Of
and then it
course
would be
will.
unfair again?
No,
But
because
it'll be fair.
everybody will always have those 4 basics. Instead of people stealing, people
Yeah.
have the 4 basic needs of humanity.
But
But that's what they did in Cuba. That's what they
don't
did
you
in
think
Cuba.
if-
That's utopia.
That
But
was what they did in
Stu,
Cuba.
No, it
Cuba did that.
wasn't.
Yeah, Cuba. As soon as you turn 18, you got a
telling me
house.
If you have the 4 basic necessities of life, there's not going to be people who still want to steal?
They won't want to steal
Why?
because
What about greed? What about greed?
you want more than
it feels better earning it.
But
People steal because they don't have enough.
No. This is what
There's a lot
you
of
do.
people. What about Elon? He has
Hey.
enough. He keeps stealing.
No,
Because we live in a kleptocracy.
This is what you
We're
do.
stopping that.
Okay.
This is what you
Right?
do.
I got you, Stu.
You just give everybody mushrooms and they will feel that way. And the whole society, all everybody needs is literally one mushroom
Okay,
experience.
the other way,
and we will be,
the other way this
people
is
would
financed.
just- we'll
Do you
think
agree
that
with
way.
that?
Yes. and
people
the,
will think that way. People will honestly
the
want to
other
make
way,
yeah.
the other way we finance it, because now there's no reason for wars, so there's no more armies.
Right.
That money alone could feed the entire world forever.
But the money doesn't exist without the system.
I know, but the system is a new reset, a fair system, a real system. The central bank controlled by all the people
Stu, when's the timeline for this happening?
should happen right now.
No, it should, but when is it going to?
Well, it's only going to be a movie. It'll never happen.
Oh yeah, that's what.
Yeah, no,
he did
it-
start
it-
with that.
I said
he
this-
did start with that. To
I
be
st-
fair,
yeah,
to be
no,
fair,
don't you understand?
Stu
No,
said
this
this
is not
is
gonna
what
happen.
I want to happen,
This is
but I
my
know it's never
fantasy
going to
utopia.
happen.
I
Yes,
see.
yes.
No,
yes.
but
It's a
my
utopia
fantasy.
for a reason. Utopias are
No, it's
unrealistic.
and I said it's a fantasy utopia,
Yeah.
but it makes so much sense to me at the same time. But it will never happen.
Right.
Why?
The world
The
is full of
elites.
greed.
The elites.
It's
Stu.
full of greed. People,
Yeah.
people,
The elite-
people work for their
But
own interests.
everybody would have more.
Yeah.
There'd be so much more because all the
But
money
when you're the
wasted
guy,
on
that
hate
has everything, you don't want the other people to have more. You
Yes.
want to have more, right?
No,
You're
but
not
then you want to
special.
be
Agreed.
smarter. Then you want to have a better accomplishment. Then you want to do better in a sport. Then you want to play chess better. Then you want like all the good things. You want to
Yeah.
create better art.
Yeah.
That's how people. We have to change the way people think that being better doesn't mean what's in your
Pocket. Yeah. I hear what
And
you're
if you
saying.
wanted to chase money, go ahead. You will be looked down upon.
Yeah.
No, go
I
ahead.
like money chasers.
Oh fuck! I love to chase money, man. I've been doing it my whole life, brother. All right, Stu, man. I think that's what takes us. It's been a
Okay.
good pod, man. Thanks for coming. I love having you on board, like always, man. Jose, thank you for coming all the way from Texas, man. Appreciate
Yeah,
having you,
yeah,
bro.
You
check
came
out-
just for this?
Yeah, just for
No, he was in town, so I
you
thought
sound
I'd
like
bring
one of
you
those
in.
internet bitches.
I got to do a shameless plug. I got my own podcast called No
He does.
Edits.
He
Check
does,
it
yeah.
out.
Check out No Edits for sure. Yeah. Yeah, plug it up, man.
Yeah, no edits, real no edits everywhere. And yeah.
That could be my nickname.
Yeah, exactly. We'll have you on the No Edits
Because I don't
podcast.
edit my shit. Anyway, like not in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In
Unfiltered. That's what you should be your nickname.
Unfiltered,
Unfiltered.
Unfiltered.
Stu.
But also unedited. Because it's just whatever spits out.
Yeah, for sure. All right.
Appreciate it, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Chris.